Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hello, good morning. A new lesson and a bright new day. So I fabricated a lesson. It's not just a lesson, it's the last lesson of this first cycle of 9 lessons of this course, Sanskrita for Vedanta. And well, we have to finish some things. We have to fulfill some stuff like the alphabet. We're gonna practice the last letters, and there are some more rare letters, I guess. So I had to really, it was a bit of a challenge for me to find also some relevant words to practice with, but I think I managed, and we will see in the writing part. We also have to um, handle some teach some the last 2 cases, grammatical cases. Then we have a complete scheme. So we know how language falls apart in meaning. Yeah, language falls apart in meaning in vyavaharika, no? In our transactional reality. In reality, nothing falls apart, actually. And I also got inspired in the Dutch lesson by some verb. So there will also be a nice mantra from the Katha Upanishad. So we'll see. But before we're gonna practice some sounds from the alphabet, I I had a lesson in Vedic chanting, which, by the way, we can do maybe do a bit more in the next cycle. And we started the Bhaja Govindam. You might have heard of this, and I think Arun will for sure. It's a famous 13 verse song or teaching from, it's attributed to Shankara, like so many are attributed to Shankara. And the first verse is actually quite relevant and a bit humorous. It's the Bhaja Govindam, because Shankara addresses a Pandit, well, more like a real Sanskrit scholar. And he says the following. It's kind of funny. He says, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Worship Govinda, worship Govinda. Govindam Bhaja, worship Govinda. Mukta Mate, O foolish mind. Samprapte sanihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrina karane. He says, the rules of Sanskrit grammar will not save you at the time of your death. And well, it's quite something. Of course, what he means here, don't put all your effort to Sanskrit study. It's Sanskrit study is not an aim, a goal in itself. It is it's an accommodation of our growth into knowledge, into complete and correct self-knowledge. And well, it's good to keep in mind, I think, for also for us, that it's Sanskrit study is a joy, but it's also just helping us to focus on the meaning of these beautiful words and to stay with it. And also maybe to realize that we're not seekers anymore. We're in the tradition. We found the tradition which will set us free, by which we realize that we are free already. And then it's just staying there. We can follow the lessons of the Swamis. We can study some Sanskrit, and it's kind of nice. So thank you, Shankara, for this to remind us. Let's see. Let's share. A complete alphabet with all the Devanagari. So I think in let's line by line. Let's. I will chant, and you can chant after me, muted at home. A a I I U U re re lr, and especially the last two are quite kind of rare, and especially the long lr, which is a dental. Actually, by the way, I think I at first said it was a retroflex, but officially it's a dental sound. Uh, the long lr, you, it's officially, I think it only appears one time in the whole Vedas. So, but it's for a complete alphabet. So let's try it in one row. All the vowels, all the short vowels. Let's see if you can manage. I'll do it first, the whole line. R. Okay, thank you. The double vowels, two times as long. E, I, O, ow. As a reminder, these are gray because they are not precisely positioned in one of these five uh, positions in the speech organ. They're in between. There are official names for that, but I will not give them now. That's why these fields are gray, because they are combination sounds. Okay, the two special sounds. Ach, or especially at the end of sentences, aha. Visarga can also be pronounced aha, or and the anuswara just mm. Anuswara is a bit has to be pronounced a bit nasal. The throat sounds. Ka, ka, ga, ga, nga. And again, ka, ka, ga, ga, nga. Palatal or soft palatal. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Now these beautiful Indian tongue breakers. retroflex, so cerebral, coming from the hard palate a bit back with your tongue. Ta, ta, da, da, na. Ta, ta, da, da, na. Dental sounds. The tongue behind the teeth. It's a natural thing for us European speakers. Ta, ta, da, da, na. Ta, ta, na, da, da, na. And the lip or labial sounds, which are nice for pronouncing aspirated sounds, for practicing. Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. And again, this block is voiced, you see, which has, which means well, how to call the chords, the voice chords, the chord are more vibrating when spoken, and they have influence on the sandhi dynamics, no? Okay. Semi-vowels. There's a little contact. So it's defined as a little contact. Ya, ra, la, wa. Ya, ra, la, wa. And the S sounds, technically called Ushman in Sanskrit. Then the mouth is a bit open, but it means like the air is just sissing through the sound. Sha, sha, sa. So sha is not guttural, it's not in the throat, it's one position before at the palatal, the soft palate. Sha, sha, sa. Sha, sha, sa. Nice. And the aspirated letter ha, ha, or in a more Indian tone, ha, ha. Both is correct. Are there any remarks about the alphabet or questions? You see, now all the Devanagari signs are put in, so we were gonna practice later on the last ones. And then it's just a feast of practice for yourself to start getting to know them better and better. Okay. The last two cases. The seventh case. It's not the most difficult case, but you see it quite a lot. Um, in the basis, it's a case which expresses a place, a position in space. That's why it's called locativus, from loca, place. So it's the seventh case, Saptami Vibhakti in Sanskrit. It expresses prepositions like in, on, behind, in front of, etc., etc. And the meaning is to be interpreted from the context of the sentence. That's how it works. Um, the seventh case is also used when expressing something like concerning this or regarding that. For example, if we say in the light of knowledge, vidya, regarding knowledge, vidya, it would appear in Sanskrit as vidye, vidye. Um, so now we see the form, the a becomes an a in the seventh case. The rule is masculine and neutral nouns ending in a get an a in the seventh case. For example, grama means village. In the seventh case, it becomes grame. So we make a little example here. Grame ashramaha asti. In the village, the ashram is, in good English, the ashram is in the village. So you see, in a standard way, the seventh case is the beginning of a sentence when it expresses location or place. So a little exercise. I noticed it's a bit hard for up till now for your students to the Sandhi, but this part, can anyone tell me how it will be in after Sandhi? We will not do this part. We didn't practice
Won't it
before.
become a long A, Simon? One of
Yes,
the A's will drop, it becomes a long A. Ashramasti. Huh? Is that right?
ashramas. Ah, but there's a visarga here. That's the lead here.
Oh,
That's not correct.
oh, okay. Okay.
So it's visarga
Sorry.
Sandhi. We have a vowel Sandhi, then it was correct. A becomes a. But remember with visarga, you get this very specific form you see a lot. We saw it in the devotional fourth case, remember?
It becomes an O. I'm guessing now.
Exactly. Exactly. Great. But it's not, this is not complete now. Something else more is happening. Remember what will happen with the a here. Visarga on short a, the a falls away, became this, oh, sorry, apostrophe here, remember? Ashramosti. Maybe I could do something exciting here. Let me see. I put it quickly with this tool into Devanagari. Um, Oh, I hear it. It's kind of nice, no? Let's see.
Simon,
Yes,
can I ask a question here about this case?
yes.
It looks to me as if, in your example, the case is in the object takes the case, not the subject. So the ashram is in the village. So I would have expected ashram to take the case, not the village, because it's referring to where the ashram is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the ashram is just the subject here, first case.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know the linguistic name for in English. It's uh, what we call a yeah in Dutch. I have to maybe okay. Uh,
What is it in Dutch?
I'm using some tools now here because maybe it helps you.
Okay.
Clause stipulate.
Yeah.
No. Are we,
I understand that word. Yeah.
maybe is that the
Yeah.
English term? Determination of
Yes.
location. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it says something. It's not the most important part of of the sentence. The central part of the sentence is the ashram is, so, and then it says, "Oh, but where is the ashram? It's in the village." That's how you
Oh,
analyze
okay.
it linguistically.
Oh, okay.
You
All
see,
right.
so it's like
But
it's
okay.
it, it's just it's just an extra. This is the central case. Don't have the English words to say it precisely in linguistic terms, which we learned on
Mm.
the on school.
It's
But
okay. I got
yeah,
it.
yeah, this is first you always have to look if you start translating the other way, first you look at the verb is. And then you say what is? Ashrama is. So that's the first case. And then you start looking, oh, but are there more things to say about this ashram? Well, it's in the village. You see? That's that's how it works. Okay? Then another thing to remember in Devanagari, remember this osti, ashramosti, it became this sign, remember? Maybe it helps you to remember the Sandhi form. Okay, good. That's good we take our time for this. So remember, it's all abhyasa, abhyasa. Repeated practice, and then things will become more easy. Um, so an important form of the seventh case is, I think, the personal pronoun, the first person pronoun, which is I. Stem form is mat. We had that before, and it's in the seventh case. It's mayi, in me, in me. You see this word in scripture. So aham, I is the first case. Mayi is the seventh case. Because now we can say something really, really deep and true. Mayi, in me, jagatam asti. In me is the world. I'm even doubting if I have to use a first case here. Well, it doesn't matter so much. Um, And another way to say this, Mayi sarvam bhati. Mayi, in me, everything, sarvam bhati. In me, everything shines. In me, everything appears. This is a nice verb. It's the dhatu is bha. It's class one. It's shining, appearing. In the third case, bhati. Okay, so in the Dutch lesson, I got inspired, I have to say, by this beautiful verb bha. And I remembered, or I got inspired by a mantra from the Katha Upanishad. And I interpreted for myself, and I just said like this. I said, Bhami, Bhami, I shine, I shine. Recognize the first person here, Ami. I shine, I shine. Sarvam, sarvam anubhati. I shine, and everything shines afterwards, after me. And it's kind of a really direct interpretation of this. I looked it up, of this beautiful verse from the Katha Upanishad. And I will chant it in an official Vedic way for you. And then we can. Let's first read the meaning, actually. The sun doesn't shine there, nor the moon or the stars. These lightnings do not shine there, let alone this fire. That alone is the shining. Everything shines after that light, or everything shines as that light. Because of its light, this entire universe appears. In chant, Natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamaknihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Beautiful. So you see this dhatu bha all the time in this verse. They play with it, and therefore you get this beautiful meaning. And I gave a word for word translation here. Pada for pada. A pada means a verse. Uh, it's a pada is literally it means foot, but this is one pada. Well, let me see. This is in. I think this is in. There's 6 or 7 padas here. So you can look at that, study that a bit at home, and then you can have a word for word translation, so you will recognize how this mantra is structured. Because of time, and I will not talk you through it. Like this. There are 6 padas officially in this mantra. So another example with the 7th case here. Chaitanya, which means is another name for awareness or consciousness. Like chit, it's the same synonym of chit, we could say. And because it's a word on a, the seventh case is chaitanya, chaitanya, in awareness. So now we'll make a little combination of things we uh, dealt with up to now. In me, mai, in awareness. In me, in awareness. Mai chaitanya. Sarvam, everything. Agachati, comes. Agachati, comes. And cha, goes. Gachati. Mai chaitanye sarvam agachati gachati cha. In me, in awareness, everything comes and goes. Which is a nice expression. So also spiritual, it has its place, this seventh case. In a way, we can use it beautifully. Before we are going to the next case, which is officially not a case. Are there any questions about the seventh case or something else? So now we're going to learn a form which we can also use in a nice devotional way. It's the invocational form, in Latin called vocativus. It's just like you say, hey Arun, hey Nicole, hey Chaling, hey Jill. Or, and oh, there's some Dutch here. Sorry. The invocative form. It's usually easy to recognize. Formally, I don't know why, but formally they don't call it a case, but it's in the paradigm. It's in the scheme of cases, in the schedule. And for masculine and neutral words, endings in a, the a remains. So it's also an easy form for now. For example, when the stem form is Rama, Rama, the invocation form is also Rama. So that's why it's quite easy to recognize. So how we can use it? Make a little sentence. For this sentence, we need twaam, which is actually the second case of the uh, personal pronoun you. You or your. Twaam. And we need nam, which is, of course, to worship or to bow to. So the little sentence here is, hey, hey, Rama, twaam namami. Hey, Rama, twaam namami. Oh, Rama, I worship you. Oh, Rama, I worship you. Hey, Rama, twaam namami. And hey, maybe in our language, hey is a bit harsh form or a bit brutal to say to someone. In Sanskrit, it's more it's a form with respect. So it means more like, oh, Rama, in a nice, polite way. And another form, which looks really like it, with bhaj, also means to worship, from bhaja. And here I made, Hey, Krishna, Tvam bhajami. Hey, Krishna, Tvam bhajami. Oh, Krishna, I worship you. I greet you. I respect you. It's nice. So what do we see here now? Now we have a full scheme. Finally, we have all the cases filled in here. First case, and then we get the second case, the invocation or vocative. In this scheme, it's deva, deity, to address the deity. We have the second case, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and finally here the seventh. Deve, in or behind, etc., the deity. That's nice. Now we have a complete idea of all the grammatical cases. And yeah, so because of some how to say it, maybe because to speed up a little bit or to spoil, I don't know how to say it. I gave for this personal pronouns, I gave two complete paradigms now. It's something you can take note of, you can learn, you can just read through, you can recognize some. So for the first person, the whole paradigm, as grammatical paradigm, is here in 7 cases. So we have aham, second case is mam, third case maya, fourth case mahyam, fifth case mat, like the stem form. Sixth case is mama. We had this. Mine. Me. Maybe mine is better here. Seventh case, mayi. So this is a bit of a test because normally in Sanskrit courses they just give you all these schemes all the time. I just thought, well, we have to learn some Sanskrit. For the one who is ready for the challenge, you can start learning this because you find these little words all the time in scripture. So one more thing to say about this is there in 3 cases there is a short form which is technically called enclitic, but we can forget that. uh, which is also used in this case. So ma, me, and me are shortened forms of the second, fourth, and sixth case, respectively. You see them here, ma, me, me. So if you see these little words in scripture, you can ask yourself, oh, I think I learned something about this. Let me look up my paradigm, and you can start understanding. So that was the personal pronoun first person, and now here we have the second person. Some of these words you know, like tvam, first case, tat tvam asi. Second case, we can recognize kind of twam, twam. Third case, twaya. Fourth case, tubhyam. Sixth case, twat. Seventh case, not mama, but tawa. Oh, sorry, sixth case. And seventh case, not mai, but twai, in or on you. So this is also Sanskrit's grammar. Don't be frightened about because of these schemes. We're really taking it easy in relation to standard Sanskrit courses. Um, but now you have some more information. And the same thing with in the second, the fourth, and the sixth case, you also have these shortened forms you see here. Twa, te, te. Okay. Ah, writing. Well, let's sink in a bit in ourselves, relax a bit, which we can do anyway, because as ourselves, we always lean back. It's just the mind who is doing the work, apparently. So no problems for us, no? Let's go to the writing board. Some new letters. Ah, nice. Now we're gonna play with our pencil. What do we see here first? We have the p. This is the aspirated p. Pa, pa. Let's see how that looks like. Start up. It start a bit like a p, but then it goes like this. Goes a little bit up and with this curl, and then there's a vertical here. I don't know what it looks like. Maybe a little anchor or something in a strange way. This is the pa. Actually, it's quite aesthetic. Again, a little smaller. Pa. We use it a lot with the word pala. Pala, fruit or result. So the fruit or result of what? Well, of every karma, every action as a result, stored in the causal body to manifest at a certain time. Phala, very important word, because of our effort for studying and listening to Vedanta, we get the fruits and the results, which is in first instance, of course, a clear mind, a Shuddha Antakarana, a clear and easygoing inner instrument. But the real phala, of course, of the teaching is freedom. So phala, let's write it. With the pa, we have the la. We have the la, la. quite a while ago. I think we learned it like this because our typography, our font is using it like this. But there's also the la sometimes is also written like this. It's just something to get used to. Oh, I think in the oops, sorry, it's a bit. I think in the PDFs Nicole discovered, the la is written like this. In the font in our sheets, it's written like this. You see this more, especially in old Devanagari prints. You, the letters are presented sometimes in a bit different forms, but it's not really a problem. You just have to recognize. Okay, that was Pala. Ah, Guru. I think we had this before, but it's good to repeat because we're gonna go to the long U first. Guru. Remember? This is Gu. And now the short U in a word, it's like this, no? Now we have the Ru, Ru. So first the Ra. So the R you see sometimes like straight line for diagonal. Sometimes they make them a bit more round. Both is correct. And the U after the Ra, remember, came here like this. Guru. In the deepest way, the Laksharta, Guru means the Ru, the dispeller of ignorance. Well, let me see, Guru. Well, it means something like the one who removes ignorance. There's some really esoteric way of saying this with Gu and with Ru, which you don't find in a normal lexicon. But that's why how it's explained in the traditionally. Um, so now U in a word. It's actually not like not like this, but it's a form more like, well, again, sorry, bit more open. This under a consonant. So do we have puja is the example. Puja, famous word. You could say it's formal worship in different ways. An offer. You can do it with food. From puj, to honor, to worship, to respect. Here's a long ooh. How does it work? The pa. And now we take up here and we do it kind of the other way around with the short oo. This is pool. Ja. Puja. Okay. Puja. We're filling in all the blanks. So ra. Ra before a consonant or consonant group. We had ra after a consonant or consonant group. For example, when I say pra, it was like this, no? Pra, pra. But now, if a ra is before a consonant, it behaves in kind of a peculiar way. Um, we have the pa, and although it is before the consonant, it appears here at the end on top with a little hook like this. Here it says rp. This is just how it is. If we have a consonant group like this, we do the same thing. Be consistent in this. Ripje. First, these two consonants. Pje. And then we place the r on top of the last consonant. So this is what I meant here. By R before a consonant or consonant group. And it appears at the end of the consonant group. See? On top. I think we will get another example later on. First, again, here with a single consonant. So with the long oo and the ra before a consonant, we can write purna, which is one of the most beautiful words in Sanskrit, no? Purna comes from prayer, to fulfill, to fill, to saturate. And well, let's practice. The pa. And here, the long oo under. So you pick it up here, somewhere here. You make a form like this. Here it says poo. Now the na, the retroflex or cerebral nasal sound, na, with its own peculiar form. And now we can put the R on top. Same thing. Purna. Quite fascinated how this word is constructed, no? So when you see this form on top, you immediately somehow say, oh, let me watch. Let me see. Poor. You have to read like this. Poor. Something in it. Poor. It's a matter of recognition. In the beginning, I also had trouble with this, but at a certain point, you see, this, you recognize these form immediately on top. You think, oh, now I have to combine this with a vowel before. And then you make poor, na, like that. Okay. This is what I call a convention, no? It's just a convention. I don't know how it, there's no why. Maybe there is a why in ancient India where they started doing it like this. But usually it's just an evolution of language, of coincidence, etc. Ah, Rishi. Did we write that one again already? Seer. The seers who saw how reality was constructed in their minds by the grace of Ishvara in the old days in the forests of India, maybe worldwide. And actually, every human being is in potential a seer. And we want to be seers of the truth. So let's see. This is the r or re. I heard it in these two different ways. It's a vowel in the beginning of a word, and that's not the most easy form. It's like this. Then we pick it up here. We go through and make a little curl here. Sometimes it's ready like this. You see it like this. And sometimes they have this little hook here. This is a r at the beginning of a word. Remember, in a word, it was just like this. Remember? But this is r at the beginning of a word. Okay. Take care now. We first have to do the I. It goes here, and now the sha. Rishi. Rishi. Nice. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's nice. Sometimes people with dangerous things, they say, don't try this at home. Well, with this, we do say, try this at home and enjoy. We don't do it for our joy, we do it out of joy, no? Out of the joy that we are. Let me see. Re. Same thing. This is re at the beginning of a word. It's the same form. This was with re, short re, and now we have the long re, becomes two hooks here. It's just something to take note of because you hardly see this one. A word beginning with a long r, but technically it's written like this. I told you we had to do some more rare forms today to make the Devanagari alphabet complete. Um, so now r, long r after a consonant. Well, it's just like same thing like pr, short r. We have a hook here, but with per, you just make two hooks. Like this. To fulfill, to saturate. Well, beautiful. With correct knowledge, every experience is full, no? Because it's appearing in the fullness that we are. Per. Ah, the r. This is a vowel, quite rare. It looks like the la, but there's a little curl here. That's just the difference with la. So we had la. One of the forms to write la is this, like this. This is la. If I make lr, the vowel, the dental vowel, there's this little curl, but you hardly see it. And of course, the long r, which we never see, I think, I don't know, they probably make a little, I think they make this little extra curve. Curve, yes, like this. For us, not so important. Ah, the I at the beginning of a word. I'm not sure if we had this already, but it's nice to write Indriya as practice, and I think might be even a new form. The I at the beginning of a word. It is like this. Okay. Now we make Indriya. So let me see. There's an I here. I have to watch out. Ah, because here is a I. I have to put it before this whole consonant group, you see? So let's see. First, the I. The vertical of the I. I'll make the consonants now. Na. Sorry. Da. Ra after consonant. Make a diagonal here. Here it says nadr. So I have to make the E complete, and the ya here. So this is quite some. So here we go. In, dre, then the e, then the ya. Indriya. Indriya. Cool. Ooh, at the beginning of a word. Ah, we had ooh at the beginning of a word, remember? Was like this. But a long ooh, there's a hook like this. This is long ooh. Again. Ooh. I think there will be an example later on with this. So, which Vedantin does not want to write Ishvara? Well, I do. Let me see. It's E at the beginning of a word. It's like E at the beginning of a word, but with a hook on top. This is the long E at the beginning of a word. Now we have this part. Shva. Remember with this palatal S and the Va, the Ra, it be, the form is like this. Then we can write, for example, Va, like an Ishvara. But there's also this form, Shra, like in Shravana. See? And I think even if it would exist, Shna, it would be like this. So this is the form with the palatal Sha in combination with consonants. But we have to make Schwa here. So let's go. Ishva Ra. This part stays open. Ishvara. I hope we're doing fine. Where are we in the... there's some more to come. But we really want to finish the alphabet now. So let's quietly, easily go on. With a word like urdhva. Urdhva. You see it here and there. It's means like it's an elevated state. It's used as higher, as up, something uplifted. So it's start with a ooh. Short ooh, but we make a long ooh like this. Ah, alarm, alarm. A ra before a consonant group. Let's see what happens. We're not going to start the ra, writing ra here. We're going to start the other two now here. First the da, only the first part of the da. And then we stick the wa to it. And now we're gonna put the ra on top at the end of this consonant group, like this. So here well, let me first make them one by the top line. And now we can see how to write this. You go like here, you recognize this hook on top in the word, you say oer, and then you say dwa. Reading actually at a certain level, reading is not done word for or letter for letter, but it's done like a whole image of a word. And that's just practice. When children learn to read, they just spell out every letter. And at a certain point, they just start recognizing the whole word images. And some super readers, they read something like diagonal or something. They can read, they recognize whole sentence images or even page images in one time. I don't know how it works in the brain, but it's really special. Ka. Yeah, kaha. It's it looks actually like the ra and the wa together. But this is the sign. I think they're written a bit more close to each other. This is the ka, aspirated ka. Maybe a bit more, can be a bit more smooth. And this is nicer. Ka. Okay, like in dukkha, there's a visarga here in the word. You don't see it that much. You just spell it out like this. Do, do, ka. Well, let's verify for a moment in the sheet. Ah, yes. See, in this font, it's written like this. Okay. Now we're up to some more exotic letters. Cha, aspirated cha, cha. It's palatal. It's kind of a funny form. It's written either like, oh, sorry, this, or like they make a little curl there. So, and then there's a vertical to the line. bit more smooth. I'll try. I think that has to be done a bit higher than I just did. So either it stops here, and sometimes you see a little curl here, and then you fix it to the top line. Cha. Well, this is what I meant in the beginning by I had to look really for words for this letter, which are kind of relevant, and I think I found, for example, chandas. Chandas is a name for the Vedas in general. Sometimes they just say chandas for, well, the Vedas. But that is because it's literally meaning Vedic, Vedic meter, Vedic prosody, as it is also defined as one of the six Vedangas, the Vedic auxiliary sciences. And well, with chandas, they mean like meter, prosody, stress of a word or syllable. And there's also another Vedanga, auxiliary science. One of the six is Shiksha, and that's more the art of pronouncing. So chandas, how to write it. Just learned it. Make a little curl here. Oh, sorry, that was too early. Sorry for this. I think I can do better. I'm do it again. I'm gonna. Nice and round and open. Yes. Cha. Now we're gonna combine na and da the way we always do. First beginning of na. Now we make da. Chanda. And the finishing sa. Oops. And sa is to be pronounced really sharp. Sa. Bold and sharp. Sa. Let's make this virama here, the stop. And make this concept non-dual by combining all the letters. Chandas. Ah, another interesting word, which somehow I like it. I don't know even why. Chaya. It means shadow. Well, shadow is interesting. Um, why? Because recently we have a study group here in Amsterdam, Vedantic. We studied the Drishya Viveka, which means the seer-seen distinction, in which Shankara really sharply elaborates on the distinction between seer and seen and seeing itself. But in this text, chaya, shadow, is treated as a name for reflected consciousness. And this is really interesting to think through because the normal name for the reflected consciousness, which we experience in our minds, which light up all the objects in our minds, is chit abhasa. And especially this part, remember, bha is shining, appearing. We just learned it. So this word chit abhasa actually stresses or expresses more the light side of reflected consciousness. When we use the word chaya, shadow, for the same thing, we stress a bit more on the shadow side of objects in the mind, on the subtle material, uh, way the thoughts and feelings are appearing. But it's kind of interesting. It's both reflected consciousness, but is it light? Is it reflected light? Or is it more the shadow side of matter in my mind? Well, we know the answer, of course, but it's an interesting distinction. And it's also very interesting to use chaya for reflected consciousness in this text. So how to write it? Ch, and now cha. Yeah, chaya, shadow. And now for a even more rare letter, the ja, aspirated ja. It's written like this. Actually, you write the e at the beginning of a word. But it's not finished yet. It makes this diagonal to a vertical. Sorry, it should be a vertical. This whole complete sign. It says ja. Well, now in the word jara, it's a nice word. It means waterfall. Oh, this should be English here. Sorry. I'll remove this. Means waterfall. So why do I make the connection here with antakarana, the inner instrument? Because the word jhara is used in scripture as a metaphor for the waterfall of thoughts, emotions, feelings in our inner instrument, especially in the manas, of course. Well, it's feelings and emotion in manas, mind, thoughts, feel a waterfall of thoughts in buddhi, the intellect, And of course, it is our challenge to recognize the real status of it as mithya. We don't have to get rid of all the waterfalls of thoughts and feelings and emotions in our mind. But it's good to have some sense of control, enough control to be a bit sattvic, and enough control. If we are a bit sattvic, we have the ability to recognize them as not really true. Well, it's a whole association of the word jara. Um, let's write it. Will not be so difficult now because remember it's start like I at the beginning of a sentence and make it like this. Indera. Jara, what a Paul. I remember visiting a beautiful waterfall in the Eastern Ghats in India. They're not huge, but they can be high and really nice. Jara. Aspirated ta. This is easy to remember, I think, because first we have the repetition, the retroflex ta. Was this kind of a hook or kind of a half of a circle, one could say. With the taha, it's like this. It's a vertical, and then we just make a nice circle here. Something to remember, no? So this should be a circle. um, we chanted Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam before in the lesson. It's from the Katha Upanishad. Katha, which we see here. If you look it up in the Monya-Williams dictionary, it only gives distress, although there is a question mark there. But they say, okay, kata means distress. I'm not sure why. Maybe, I mean, the story of the kata is that the youngster Nachiketas is challenging his father because he's not sincere when offering his poor cows. So they are in a quarrel, and his father sends him to Lord Yama, no? But this boy, Nachiketas, is smart and takes advantage of every situation. And even though Lord Yama is the Lord of death, Nachiketas is so smart to be stubborn and to be um, steadfast, to keep on asking right questions to Lord Yama. And finally, Lord Yama gives in and gives him the teaching. It's interesting, maybe the distress is because of the beginning part where Nachiketas and his father are in discussion and quarreling, etc., etc. I don't know really. Um, what we do know is how to write kata in Devanagari. Oh, wait, I make a mistake. I start writing sa. I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Ka. No, the ta. This is a nice word image. Ka, ta, ka, ta. Okay. We're really progressing now really nicely. Another letter which you don't see that much is the aspirated da. Da is a retroflex sound. Da, da. Oh yeah, I really, even with this, I recognize them in script, but to write them, I really also have to dig in my memory. But now I see, I remember like this, and we make a circle like this, and it's almost like a labyrinth. I don't know. I call this a labyrinth letter. It's like this. Again, da, like this. And I was looking for a while for a nice letter to, well, to complete this course, but also to complete the alphabet. And I think I found a beautiful word, and it's a Vedanta word. It's used. It's called Dritta, Dritta, which is actually immense important for self-inquiry. It means being steadfast, resolute, persevering. Of course, we know the meaning. It kind of expresses our need and our maybe even desire for discipline. But it also can become really emotional if we're talking about the burning desire for freedom. Because there is an expression, for example, Dridha Vrata, which means a firm devotion or even a convincing vow. To, Vrata means vow, and it's a vow to oneself. And that's really beautiful, actually, because for freedom, a deep, sincere, and understanding vow is really needed. If I if I'm talking for myself, somehow to be sincere and to persevere in self-inquiry and in your nididhyasana, somehow we need this vow to ourselves when I really want this and I'm going to the goal. And it's for me, that's somehow makes me almost a bit emotional, and it's a beautiful thing. It's also about self-love, no? So let's see. Dritta. This part, sometimes you see it just like this, and then like we're learned, like a little hook here. But you also see it a lot. They make this a bit more like this, the da, and then they put the ra under like this. I will show you in this sheet. You see, like here. And then we're the da, new letter. Like this. Drda, drda. Used as dridhavrata, a steadfast vow to oneself, or sometimes used as dridhanishchaya. And nishchaya also means something like conviction, hanging in there, etc., etc. So I thought it was a beautiful word. Things fell into each other to end this writing lesson, but also to end this course. And let's end with Purnamadam. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.